Okay, so I'm gonna spend 3,000 credits, I guess. No, I'm not.
What can
Hi.
I do for
Any ideas on how we fix the big guy here?
the big what?
Sorry, I mean L565.
Ah, L565. Yes, that is a tricky one. You see, his logic algorithms won't work properly while the 4 power stations and corners around M4-78's place are off. 2 problems. 1, they have to be activated properly. 2nd, I don't have the means to activate them, otherwise I would have done so already. Somehow, the power cores of these stations were removed. I only have 2 cores. Here, I can give them to you if you're interested. You'd need to find 2 more in order to reactivate L565, though.
Where can I get the power cores?
Difficult to say. I used to have more, but cleaning units kept, well, cleaning them. I'd ask the industrial zone maintenance unit if I were you.
What am I supposed to do after I get the cores?
First, insert said power cores into the power stations. Then activate the stations in proper order. Each station must be connected with the 2 power stations adjacent to it. When you activate one station, a connection with 2 others will be established. However, if you activate a station that already has a connection with some other station, this connection will be broken. Additionally, if you deactivate a station, all the connections that the station had will disappear too, for obvious reason. What you need to do is have every station connected with 2 others at the same time. That will reactivate L565's logical algorithms and enable him to speak to you.
What? Can't you just tell me in which order to activate them?
But I just told you. In the order that we activate...
That's the single most stupid idea I've ever heard. Who came up with it?
L565 can only be deactivated by M4-78 himself. No, wait. Wrong. Let me start again. M4-78 is supposed to be the only one who can switch L565 off. That's why I still don't know how it can be that L565 has been deactivated. This whole setup for reactivating L565 was M4-78 and the Archon's idea. It was supposed to make it more difficult to reactivate M4-78's Guardian in case of attack. Personally, I don't see how it makes things any harder for potential attackers. Everyone with basic logic algorithms can do that.
Can you say that again?
First, insert
Blah blah blue blee blah. And you have to go through that every time L565 is deactivated?
You're talking like it's a really hard thing to do. I would have done so long ago if not for the lack of power cores.
How about I give you the power cores and you reactivate it?
That is not that simple. The parts you have are not mine, therefore I can't use them. It's against my programming. Even if I wanted to, I just couldn't. I would need my own parts, and I won't be getting any for another 2 weeks, M4-78's time.
Alright, thanks. He just can't do it
Good
by
luck.
himself. Okay, so how many power cores do I have? I don't know, but I'm gonna try. Can you please work? Insert power core. Turn on power station. Log out. Alright, so now let's insert it in that one. What the hell? Insert power core, turn on power station. Log out. Insert power core, turn on power station. Log out. Why is that one still active? It shouldn't be. Insert power core, turn on power station. Log out. Wait, what? Okay then. Turn off. Log out. Turn on. Log out. Turn off. Log out. Turn on. Log out. Commencing the activation of all primary systems. Self-diagnostic logic algorithms on my primary scan detects normal function. Recheck in progress. Reading data banks. Order found from ESO5. Let one organic enter my M4-78 chamber. Opening door to planet's main behavior door open. Now let me just do it. Take a chance to make behavior core, but don't leave. Push voice to the life force may accompany you. Can I ask the questions first? Go ahead. What is in the main behavior core? The main behavior core houses M4-78. I'm ready to enter M4-78's place. This will be fun. Is there another escort droid around here, or just the soul droids? Oh look, lockers. Sitz locker. Hurricane and Opila crystal. Ah look, Master Vash. Access system commands. Unlock force field. Open force field. Log out.
You have found the Force again. And something more, I see.
Hello to you too, Master Vash.
Thank you for freeing me from this tomb, hospitable though it may be.
What brought you to M4-78?
Indirectly, one could say that you brought me here.
How can that be?
I learned that a group of Sith came here seeking the one they call the Last Jedi. You. Ka and I arrived to investigate the situation.
What do you mean me? I'm no longer a Jedi.
You should consider what it means to be a Jedi.
I want to ask you about something else. Where are the other Jedi?
Most of the Jedi have scattered. Anytime the Jedi tried to assemble, they were massacred by the Sith. We had no idea where the attacks were coming from.
But you weren't hiding.
I dislike passivity. Much like another Jedi I know. With the Council's support, I decided to take the fight to the Sith.
Have your efforts been successful?
We learned that the Sith pretended to be this planet's colonists and began utilizing its resources and industrial power. We could not allow them to create a base here.
Go on.
Ka is a virtuoso with computers. He managed to spike into the system and flood the industrial zone with radiation. This victory here is all I can claim, and it was Ka's expertise, not mine, that brought it. The source of the Sith remains unknown to me.
Then what happened?
The Sith attacked our position before he had finished. I held off the Sith, but they overwhelmed me. When I regained consciousness, I was in this chamber.
Want to ask you something else?
Ask.
You have not asked me about Ka. Don't you wonder what happened to him?
He is well, but shaken by his experience.
Are the two of you mentally bonded?
Yes, as many masters and Padawans become with time.
Then why did Ka think you were dead when you weren't?
Ka was pulled to the dark side through his fear. He could no longer feel our bond.
If Ka were to die, would you also?
It is painful to lose one to whom you are bonded, but it is not fatal.
Then why did Ka think... what? How can the bond between Master and Padawan be broken?
The bond can be broken in many ways. If one falls to the dark side, the bond may fade and eventually break. This is why, when gripped with fear, Ka was unable to feel our bond. He assumed I was dead.
My bond to Kreia would result in my death if she were to die.
That is most unnatural. This bond you share with Kreia is not like any I've ever heard of. How did it come to be?
I do not know.
Look within for the answer. We are each solely accountable for everything in our lives. Nothing ever happens to us unless we allow it.
I want to ask something else. How did you end up here?
M4-78 tells me that the Guardian droid of the Central Zone placed me here.
L565, that doesn't make sense.
I cannot explain it.
I want to ask
Ask me
something else. Have your efforts to fight the Sith been successful?
We learned that the Sith pretended to be...
right.
Ask me whatever...
Heard about that. I have questions about Manchval and Coruscant.
Of course you do, but I cannot discuss that with you unless in the presence of the Jedi Council.
I want to ask you something else. What can you tell me about my mental bonding between... what?
It is a normal occurrence between
Want to ask something else. That seems to be it. I have to leave for now.
Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go?
Is there anything you could teach me? The Niemann form. No specific strength, but the weakness is either provide a decent defense versus enemy force powers and blast fire.
Excellent. I can see there is still much good in you. I will be heading to Dantooine to wait for the council to assemble. Are you certain you have no more questions for me before I go?
Isn't that dangerous since the Sith always slay the Jedi when they assemble?
Yes, Jedi. It is dangerous.
Good luck, Master Vosh.
Goodbye then, Jedi.
Emergency protocol enabled.
Well, this is inconvenient.
This is more boring than hyperspace.
I have felt a disturbance in the Force.
Come again? What do you mean? There has been an explosion at the main behavior core.
A Jedi is no more.
What? General?
No. Await the arrival of the exile.
This whole situation stinks.
Master.
Welcome to the colony of M4-78. I am the supervisor of this installation and have been designated with the title M4-78.
You killed Master Vosh, you killed a Jedi, and you tried to kill me.
It was never my intention to harm you. You were just standing in the way. I know the initial electrical discharge could only cause mild discomfort for a Jedi. Additional energy would be needed for a lethal dosage. You were shielded from the discharges that the droids in the atrium have introduced into the interloper. The mere fact that we are speaking indicates the truth of what I have relayed to you.
And why did you want Vosh dead?
Unit which has been, in the past, referred to as Vash, was a threat to the colony. I must protect the colonists in any way I can, especially from their own reasoning that could prove most fatal for them.
Their own reasoning, what does that mean?
I could not explain that in a way that you could understand.
Colonists are dead, and Vosh was leaving the planet.
Organic beings may one day return to assume the title of the colonists. This Jedi Master, was she still alive, could have also returned and compromised our efforts on this planet.
Murder is still murder. What happened? There's a body of a human and female lying in the corridor.
Why do you assume I wasn't already well aware of this?
True, there was no logic to my statement, however my question is still valid. What
I
happened?
have killed the Jedi Saboteur responsible for the death of the colonists.
How did she enter the core? The Sith weren't your real colonists. That does not answer the
I've
question.
reviewed all the security footage recorded during my time in standby mode. You placed this Jedi here. She was captured by the Sith. They had ordered you to lock her up.
I have no recollection of these events.
Deactivation of your logical reasoning protocol would be a likely cause.
That will also explain why I locked her up in here. With my logical systems offline, I interpreted the order incorrectly. It would be logical assumption I have locked her in the closest possible location. For the last time, the Sith weren't your colonists. ESO-5 claims a similar thing. She wishes to speak with you.
Information transmitted clearly. Go back to the central zone.
Thank you for seeing me on such short notice, M4-78. The Jedi, Lona and Ka, have told me the truth about the Sith.
It's good to see you again at ESO-5.
Back at you.
What have you learned?
The Sith tricked us. You are receiving data regarding Sith and colonist ID signatures as we speak. It is obvious the Sith were not the real colonists.
I am aware of that.
What?
Do you know who the real colonists were?
No, the identity of the true colonists is not known to me. I was programmed to recognize them via ID signatures of their vessels. However, now, 63 years after our arrival here, there still is no sign of the true colonists.
Why were we sent to this planet in the first place?
We were sent here programmed with a simple task, to prepare the colony for the arrival of the colonists. We were efficient and had managed to complete the colony in time. Everything was going as planned, except that the colonists did not arrive in time. Lack of new instructions after completing the colony, as well as lack of restrictions in our programming, caused disharmony in the colony. The high degree of autonomy allowed the droids to continually argue on what should be done. Some droids on the planet even began to malfunction.
Except none of that happened. After completing the work on the colony, we have continued to work on other tasks we were programmed for.
You were made to believe that. Seeing the stability and existence of the colony threatened, I decided to take actions. I exceeded my authority and started reprogramming droids on the planet, restricting them more and more over time.
That still doesn't explain why I appointed the Sith to be your colonists.
After approximately 55 years of constant waiting, I calculated that the chance of the colonists' arrival on the planet had reached 0%.
But you waited all this time. That doesn't answer the question. Why the Sith?
Knowing I cannot control the whole planet for myself indefinitely, I have decided to appoint as the colonists the very first organics who would have landed in the colony and were interested in using its manufacturing capabilities. It did not have to be the Sith. Any organics would do.
You cannot do that. That is against everything we have been programmed for.
You have been created to help me maintain the colony in that way. Therefore, your very existence is against everything we have been programmed for.
You were in control. Why would you need the colonists?
While being the most sophisticated artificial intelligence at the time of my creation, I am still a droid. So just as every other droid, without new goals assigned, I knew I would eventually malfunction as well. I knew the longer I maintained the colony and controlled all the droids all by myself, the more probable was the possibility of my programming becoming damaged and/or bugged, which could lead to the fall of the whole planet. An organic presence was necessary. That is why I had appointed the Sith as the colonists.
I will serve you no longer, nor the next colonists you appoint.
Easy, let's talk about it. And I don't believe the Sith are returning to the planet anytime soon.
ESO-5's authority in the colony has been disabled. You no longer have any way to do harm to me or the colonists should they return.
You cannot control everything by yourself as you think you can. You need me, and you know it. After all, you have created me.
I had hoped you would realize the validity of my reasoning. Unfortunately, it appears that your programming is fundamentally incompatible with the available possibilities of sustaining the colony, and so you will be deactivated immediately. Your memory will be wiped, and you will be reprogrammed.
Master!
Oh. Ka!
You killed my master!
We don't have to go through that again. Anger led you to the dogs. Nope. God, it wasn't me. M4-78 did it.
What are you talking about?
Here, go ahead. See the recording of us dead.
Master, why did you do that?
She was a threat to the colonists. I must protect the colonists in any way I can, especially from their own.
I'm so shutting you down.
You are mistaken. Weapon system not functional. Stand by for recalibration. I would like to inform you that shutting down this unit could result in permanent damage to the colony. My deactivation would mean the death of all organic beings on the planet as well.
Kach is not bluffing. If you continue, we're gonna die.
It's just a machine. Machines can be broken.
Do you know what you're doing?
Of course.
Battle droids have been commanded to attack you on sight.
And done.
Primary scan initiated. Approximate time in standby mode unknown. Recalibrating. Welcome to the colony of M4-78. I am the supervisor of this installation and have been designated with the title M4-78.
What did you do?
I reprogrammed M4-78, removed some of his memory banks, edited some others, also deactivated his understanding protocols for the time being so he can't hear us. And I uploaded ESO5's memory backup. Some of the newer data was missing though, not sure why.
Vash was right. You are good with computers.
Thank you. Yes, I always liked playing with computers. Programming used to be a hobby of mine, back before I even became Vash's Padawan.
How did you get into the core, anyway?
I got this handy program from the Environmental Archon Chamber. It can give commands to any droid anywhere on the planet. Needed to do a little bit of upgrading to be able to override M4-78's commands, but it was doable.
M4-78 mentioned battle droids.
We'll deal with that when we get there.
You do realize back when you first met the dark side did have a hold over you?
I realize I have done wrong. I thought my master was dead. I was blinded by revenge. I couldn't feel her. Now I remember how she told me force bonds can be broken if one person falls to the dark side. That must be why I didn't feel her. I am so sorry.
What are you going to do now?
Leave this planet. Travel around the galaxy. Try to help whenever possible. I don't know yet.
Wouldn't you like to join me? I could use another Jedi around.
Could I?
If you'd like.
I would.
Go to the landing arm and then wait for me on my ship. There's an elevator in the central zone that'll take you there.
I'll do just that. Thank you.
I don't think he will, because I'll never see him again. Reactivate voice recognition.
Welcome to the colony of M4-78. I am the supervisor of this installation and have been designated with the title M4-78.
What are you?
I am a fully sufficient automated artificial intelligence, equipped with a wide range of technical and administrative capabilities. Additionally, I have been programmed to understand over 6 million forms of communication, and my memory banks are stored with information on almost every civilization and culture in the Republic, so as to better facilitate communications between the various species that may fall under the banner of my primary objective.
What is your purpose?
In keeping with my programming, I am responsible for sustaining the existing infrastructure, as well as expansion and the search for resources in preparation for colonization. I am to maintain this colony in preparation for the arrival of its colonists.
The Sith are not your colonists.
They were not the original colonists, but they have been appointed as the new colonists of this planet.
What do you mean you knew they weren't the real colonists?
Correct.
Then why did you appoint them as the colonists?
We were sent here programmed with us.
Wait.
We were efficient and had managed to complete the colony after
Yeah, I heard
lack
that.
of new. Some of the droids on the planet. I had to.
Aligning with the Sith was a mistake.
It was the only logical move I could have made at the time. My only mistake was allowing myself to be deactivated.
What if the true colonists return?
The true colonists will never return. They were supposed to arrive years ago. They have either lost interest in this project or they have all died. In any case, it changes nothing. Their authority will no longer be recognized.
You're communicating with the real colonists. Who were they?
Their identity is not known to me. They used to send regular transmissions to the colony, but it stopped 7 years ago.
What is this planet, anyway?
This is the planet M4-78. We, droids, were sent here programmed with a simple task: to prepare the colony for the arrival of the colonists.
The Sith are dead. Don't you need new colonists?
With the Sith gone, it would indeed be useful to accept a new group of organics as the colonists. You seem to be a valid option. Would you be willing to take over the colony?
Would I have to stay here?
While it would be inadvisable, I am programmed to let the colonists do whatever they wish. I could not stop you from leaving this planet.
How can I be sure you wouldn't appoint the new colonists while I'm gone?
Before arriving on this planet, the original colonists informed us that they would be arriving within 1 year time frame. When they did not arrive for years and years after the original deadline, it became obvious that new colonists were needed. Now, with the new colonists dead, and no reason to think more Sith are alive on other planets, we need someone else to assume the title of the colonists. We will not replace you as the colonist until it is certain that you are also dead.
I'm sure the Republic could use this planet's manufacturing capabilities.
According to information I gathered from your interactions with other sentients on this planet, you used to be a member of the Jedi Order, a highly valued group within the Republic. That makes you a perfect candidate for the role of colonist.
I accept your offer then.
What are your orders?
Just keep on doing whatever you're doing. I'll let you know if I need anything.
Affirmative.
Want to ask some questions? But I understand your
Was
logic.
the only
It was a nice
it
move.
was only
I should go.
Welcome to the main behavior core of M4-78. What is your request?
Want to change the orders
What
I
are-
gave you? Keep on building a droid army.
Affirmative. Proper orders have been given out. Will there?
Just keep on doing what you're doing. I'll let you know if you need anything else. I have to go.
Welcome to the main behavior core of M4-78. What is your request?
Change the orders. Nothing. Okay, I just want to go. Master Vash's remains. A lightsaber. Okay, let's go to the central zone. Now let's go through all the zones. I'm gonna go to industrial and see if I can talk with anyone, get some more missions done or something. Listen to me. Clear your thoughts.
Exile! What is... How?
Still you're breathing. Let the trace amounts of air in your lungs hold you.
I can't... Exile?
It is an old technique, similar to the healing trance. Some Jedi can hold their breath for out. Nope, the Force can sustain you. Listen to it. Let it keep you alive until you reach safety.
I can't. Sorry.
Okay. At least I tried.
Target located. Eliminate the target.
Okay then, what is going on here? I thought that I'm the highly respectable colonist here.